My brother died 4 years ago, and I met Gene at the scene, and he came down. We were in the mobile unit, the Lackawanna County mobile unit.
I think the first official time I met him was when I had to go down to the DA's office to give my statement for testifying and being a witness. I had to go down there probably like 2 or 3 weeks after we found Frankie.
We would go down and he would tell us, just update us on the case. And he always wanted to do that in person, which was cool because it wasn't just a phone call like this is what we found, or it wasn't us guessing every step of the way what he found, whether or not they confirmed it or just like where they were going in the case. He kept us updated every step of the way.
I, at the time, I think I just turned 22. If not, I was still 21 years old. Testifying in a murder trial wasn't on my agenda, you know?
When something like that happens, when you're thinking about stuff, it's not when you're going through the motions of every day. You're not thinking about it when you're at work. You're thinking about it when you're home and you're alone at the end of the night, like when you're trying to go to bed. It doesn't work like that. Like your brain just doesn't shut off when you want it to. Those were the moments, like late at night or early in the morning, or when we couldn't sleep. So he was, I don't know why, I feel like he's always up. And no matter what time in the morning we texted him or we called him, he would always answer and he'd always be there.
I was really, really scared. I never experienced even a courtroom before. I didn't know what to expect. Gene definitely prepped me. He made sure I felt extremely comfortable. And he gave me like options. He was like, if you don't feel comfortable, don't do it. Like, but I wanted to do it for Frankie, so like the first day at court, I was texting him, and he asked if I like needed to be prepped or how, like if I was okay to go. And I was like in my head, so like I didn't sleep that night at all, freaking out. And I like was honest with him, and he was like, well, why don't you come down? I think it was like 11 at night too. He was like, come down to the DA's office, I'm gonna be here all night anyways. He was like, we could go over some questions. You'll be more comfortable for tomorrow. So I went, and I think I was there till like 1 in the morning. Yeah. I didn't even second guess, like, that he wouldn't work as hard as he possibly could to win the trial. He's like a spitfire, I don't know. He like knows everything.
He would present to the jury in a way that the other lawyers there weren't able to. Like, he was able to connect with them and tell them a story, where the other people there were giving evidence and just assuming that they would understand where the evidence took place. But he put it in context for them, talking to a civilian, not so much talking to other attorneys or talking to a judge, which was important and which has helped the case a lot.
He lets it come off to who, like the families or whoever's he's representing, that he's so confident that you feel confident because of that.
It was like he wasn't representing a case, like he was representing us, and he was representing my brother more than he was trying to get 2 people to go to jail. He was just trying to find what happened and the truth, and that was really important. He would call us with new information that we had, and then my mom would call him. I think she probably called him almost every day to see if he found anything new, and I know that I would be able to get a hold of him whenever I tried.
He doesn't leave the case behind after it's closed. Like, he continues to stay connected with the families and make sure like we're all okay. I think personally, I think he's one of the best. He has the 25 years of experience, and because of that, he knows how it is. He knows how much each case that he's representing, or any victim and the victim's family, how much it means to them, because he's been through so many. If he was representing against me, I'd be afraid. Like, he's a powerhouse.
If they want the job done, and they want it done well, and they want it done now, and they want to feel like they're not waiting for anything, and they don't want to be pushed aside, and they want to be part of the solution, that Gene would be the answer. That Gene would be the right vote for them.
He really means a lot to all of us. And like, for him to still be around, even though the case has ended, you know, two or 3 years ago, I think speaks like volumes. He still texts Jessica calls Robin just to check in on her and see how she is. Like, to think, like, we're just one of the cases that he had in 25 years. Like, imagine how many people he has to keep tabs on. And he does it because he wants to. I don't know if we would have gotten the justice that we were hoping for, or that Frankie even deserves without him.
Gene doesn't answer to anyone but himself at the end of the day. He doesn't look for what someone else wants to get out of the case, but what he knows is the right answer. And he's not looking to do what society tells him to do. He knows what he has to do. And that's so important. If more people could just stand up for themselves like that, I think the world would definitely be a different place.